What's up, guys? Welcome back to some more Farming Simulator 19. This is episode 2 on the Pacific Northwest map. You can see we got all of our equipment stored in here. I did play for a little bit off camera after episode 2. If you guys remember, we got done plowing both of the fields and then we spread lime on both of them as well. Something else I just want to point out is that this was not here last time. I had to go through and landscape this in. I think I did a decent job. I wish I could have flattened it out a little bit better down on this bottom end. It was so hard trying to get used to messing with that tool again. But I got it done. It looks pretty alright, so we're just gonna leave it as is. But if you guys remember, the only actual drive-in, God, that freaking plane is so loud. I can't even see it yet. Oh, there it is. So it must have different flight patterns because I've seen it come from this way going that way before, and now that is going the complete opposite direction. If you guys remember, the only other path to this field was over in this way far corner. Okay, so you see field 11 down there at the top left corner of field 11. That was the only other entryway to the field, so having this here is going to make a world of difference. I mean, we could have probably just kept going over these bushes that were here previously, but I mean, you gotta at least try to make it look nice. So all the fields have been fertilized and had canola. That was the other thing I did off camera. They've all had that done to them. So now they just have to be weeded pretty much, but we're not gonna buy a weeder. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna be using the herbicide. So this is the first time that I've ever messed around with the herbicide tank. But I do have a download for them. The only other problem was I don't have anywhere to put them. So what I wanted to accomplish mainly today is selling this big, red, ugly, worn out barn that you can't even do anything with. You can't open the doors, you can't store anything in it. It's totally useless. It's just a fixed object on the property that we don't exactly need. So what I thought I'd do is go into our garage, that's where it's under, and it's called the quote-unquote farm old barn. Just in case you were confused that it was just an old barn that wasn't meant for a farm, no, they put the word farm in there just so you really know it's for the farm. And it looks like all the other stuff is the same thing. Farm shed, farm shack, farm hut. That's like me and all my YouTube descriptions trying to use the word farm as many times as I can. So what we're gonna do is get in here, and on this bad boy we're just gonna hit sell, and it's gone just like that. The crew just comes in the blink of an eye and they tear the whole thing out. So with that gone, we're gonna have to do some landscaping around here. I'd say the first order of business is probably get rid of these weird flowers and bushes and stuff and just clear it out a little bit more. This is where I want to put our on-farm tanks, like our gas tank, our herbicide tank, our liquid fertilizer tank. I'm trying to put all that along the fence line here so it's still out of the way, and it'll kind of make it a little easier for us when we're going from that field over here. That way we don't have to drive around this maze that they have set up for us. So let's open up the shop, go into landscaping, and then let's just start. So the last time I did this I had F1 open. I'm still gonna leave that open because it's just easier to know. When I was making this path over here, I accidentally held down my left and right mouse button and totally flattened this area out, like cut into the field, and it was really bad. So I did have a video recorded of that, but I wasn't super happy with the audio quality. My microphone interface has always been kind of problematic, so it is what it is. So I think I'm just gonna hold down on my center scroll wheel, or my only scroll wheel, and go through here, just get rid of these bushes. I might leave those because they look kind of nice, but I do want to go through here and get rid of all the stuff that's in the path here. Like even that grass spot, we just got to get that gone. And now if we just hit X, it'll change us over to the painting tool. And with the painting tool, we should be able to match this texture pretty well. I want to get rid of this wet spot here. It doesn't look good. It looks really gross. It looks like our farm isn't as maintained as we totally keep it, you know, because this is legit. And then let's back this up a little bit, make it look a little bit more natural. take out that other weird wet spot there, like we had like an oil spill or something. We just didn't care to clean it up. We're gonna leave the darker dirt here because it makes it look a little bit more organic. But like this here, why is that there? Get rid of it. It looks gross. These plants over there, they can stay for now. We're not that picky. But with that done, we should be able to have tons of flat ground up here. Should open up tons of space for us to come through and put in those on-site tanks. So the first on-site tank I want this one sort of closest to the road. That way I can stop in at any time and just fill her up. So I'm gonna put the fuel tank. I really like this one. God, see, that thing is so loud. Okay, now it's gone. I do like this fuel tank a lot. What is it colliding with? It's like it still thinks that there's a barn there. I wonder, how do you make it go down? Left control, Q and E. So about there is probably where I'd want it. Oh, and that's as close as I can get. Okay, that spot there is going to have to do. If we need to, we can come through and retexture this if we don't like that concrete. I'm not really a fan of it, but I'll leave it for now just because. And the next one we have to get, for the purpose of today's video, is the herbicide tank. So now that we have plenty of weeds, we're gonna have to go through and do something about it. So let's place this sort of at an angle. I think if we can rotate it just a little bit. I don't want it too close to the gas tank. Like we already have a problem way over here. Oops. With these two trigger points being way too close together. If you're standing in the middle, you're probably going to go to the machine shop, but it's just having those two objects with the same trigger function being so close together tends to be kind of problematic. So all we're going to do is put our gas tank here for now, or sorry, diesel, whatever. It's just all gas on FS19. But now that we have the herbicide tank and our fuel tank, we should be good to go on the sprayer. All I have to do is figure out how to empty it. Which might be kind of tricky. I don't know. I've never messed with it at all before. Can we connect it? No. We have to go back a little bit. Let's hop in here, start her up, and we'll back her up just a little bit. I have to remember to not be so loud on my keys because my microphone picks up everything. Okay, and there's no hoses on this, so we should be able to just lift it up right away. And then if I hit F1, I know there's a spot. Ooh, can you unload into one of these barrels? Because that would be super convenient. And if you guys are wondering why I didn't place down the other tanks, like the seed tank and the liquid fertilizer tank, I'm trying to use these up before I do that, just so I don't have to spend a ton of money up front. So let's try to maybe back up to this thing and see if we can unload into it. Oh, you're kidding. I didn't know it did that. Dude, that is so cool. I wish it would have done that in 17. That would have saved me so many headaches. Oh my god. Okay, that is... Oh, Jesus. No, I didn't want... No, I didn't want to. Make it stop. Okay. We're just going to unload again. And have another one right there. Whatever. It's fine. Nobody saw that. Okay, let's come right in front of here, and we should be able to refill, I think. Is our trigger point not good here? Hang on. Unfold sprayer. You first need to fill the tool. Okay, I'm trying. Oh, I suppose maybe you have to open the cover first. I know the sprayer works for herbicide. There we go. Okay, you just had to back right up to it. Alright, and we're full. Let's close the cover on this thing. And then get it out into the field ASAP. We're going to start on probably the longer field. Oops. Probably the longer field first. This is the one that tends to take the longest. But thankfully, since our sprayer is so large, it'll go by pretty fast. And something else I just remembered. God, I'm so terrible at this, dude. Something else I just remembered is we have to put the skinny tires on it. You can't go through your crop with your big old wide tires on it. So I think this skinny tire should run us about $3 grand or so. We should be able to fit that in the budget, no problem, but it's kind of a bummer. This tractor is going to have every single wheel configuration you can think of. It's just kind of our all-around, all-purpose tractor. So let's get into here. Oh, of course. And let's pull forward so that's not in the zone. And it's still there. Lower it, and then disconnect from it, and then just push it forward so it's way out of the way. And now it's gonna be on the sprayer. Okay, good. Customize, wide tires, wheel weights, standard, rear twins, rear narrow twins, narrow tires. These look so goofy, but it's the best thing for us right now. 200 bucks? Dang, I should have done this a long time ago. I didn't think it'd be that cheap. Oh my god, what's happening? I'm not pressing any buttons. Uh-oh. Okay, attach her on up. Sweet. And then we'll drive forward a little bit. Raise it up. And reattach to our weight. And raise it up. Cool. And that's all we needed to do. So now we are off to the field. We're gonna go back over to the long one because, like I said, it's probably going to take the longest. And so most of you probably know this, but some of you might not. So you can see our crop destruction is turned on, which would mean normally if you're in like a wide wheeled tractor and you go on the field, it's gonna destroy your crop. It's gonna trample everything. But now that we have these narrows on, it doesn't do a dang thing. So let's get this folded out. And I'm gonna be too far over, so I'm gonna have to shuffle over a little bit, but it's no problem because again, we can't destroy the crop. Okay, we're just gonna hire out the worker on this field and watch him as he goes by. So you see all the weeds and flower and all that. Now it's just gone. It's just dead plant. So that's gonna really benefit us when we go through for our harvest, which will be this video. We are harvesting this video as well, so get excited for that. That's still to come. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on our time warp feature, I call it. It just speeds up the time. But what else I want to do is get in the John Deere quick and just run it over to the maintenance shop and just keep it all maintained. I washed it earlier before I got on, or before I started recording, but I didn't maintain it. So that's definitely something I want to accomplish today. Super easy. Come over, click repair. 174 bucks. It's an oil change. Retorque the wheels. That's it. We're on our way. Oh shoot, I totally forgot to cover something. If you guys saw my money and realized that it is higher than it was previously, so you can see here under harvest income, we have 23,924. And if we go over to our oats, this is the oats icon. I need to get more familiar with these icons. They are pissing me off. All right, so this is oats, canola, still no idea. Wheat, I think, sunflowers, soybeans, corn, those are obvious. And then the rest that I'll have to learn at some point. Potatoes, beets, I think, sugar beets, cotton. That to me looks like bamboo. I don't know. It's probably sugarcane, eggs. But anyways, so if you can see our oats, we only have 4,000 oats now. I sold whatever our total capacity in here is. I think it's 21,000. Yep, 21,000. So I sold 21,000, not bushels. I said bushels in the last video, and I feel like people are probably going to ridicule me for that. Bushels is essentially 60 pounds, I believe, or 27 kilograms. So 21,000 bushels seems a little inaccurate considering how small these fields are. So I would say maybe it's 21,000 utils. That's just a random unit of measure we're going to give it. Utils. Alright, now that he's done spraying this field, we're going to take it over to the other field. And honestly, this one's about grown. The other one's about grown. And I'm only on a time warp, quote unquote time warp, of times 15. And if you look off in the distance, it almost looks like it's starting to flower. Does canola flower? All plants have to flower eventually, right? It's just a stage of life for them. If you look here, this is where I tried to drive through the field with my super fat tires on this thing when I was testing things out. It didn't work well. It didn't work well at all, but it did kill the weeds, so that's good. Okay, so at this point now, both of these fields have been plowed, they've been fertilized, they've had lime spread on them, they've had canola planted on them, they've had all their weeds killed. They've been sprayed for weeds. That's a better way to say that. And now, all we gotta do is wait until it's ready for harvest. We'll get the harvest time lapse going, and everything's gonna be awesome. So let's just fast forward until both the fields are completely ready for harvest. And I did have to fertilize twice. Most people think you just go on the field and you fertilize one time. You actually do have to fertilize it twice, especially in my case, because I have a planter here that doesn't fertilize while you plant. If you fertilize while you plant, you don't have to go through a second time to fertilize. Just once will cut it just fine. And now we're going to throw an herbicide tank up here as well. And by tank I mean like the little pallet thing. So we're gonna have to get maybe, or no, we have the front loader attachment for this, so we could just move it all somewhere else. But we're going to dump an herbicide pallet right there. And we're just gonna leave it. Oh no. Does it say herbicide on there somewhere? Okay, good. I got nervous. I saw the same sign on both of them. I was like, uh-oh, I'm gonna get confused. But that's fine. That'll work great. And then let's take the Massey down here. It doesn't need maintained, I don't think. And we'll just back him into his slot here. We'll just, I think we could get away with just leaving the narrow tires on it for now, because honestly, we're gonna use it for a lot of field work and not much else. Normally we're gonna use the 6135 for everything else. So let's hop in. I don't think I talked about what combine this was. This is a T560i. I don't know if that's a good combine or not. I think the other one I used was a 760 on the other maps. I don't know, someone's gonna correct me eventually. That field over there isn't quite done, and it doesn't look like this one's any closer. But we can at least get the combine set up so it'll be just ready to rock and roll. There, okay, that should work. And then all we have to do is hop back in it, hit H, and away we go. And then while we're waiting on it, looks like the other field's ready. Peek around the corner here. Yeah, that looks ready to me. I think we should be using, yeah, we'll just use the 6135 for this. All I'm gonna do is connect our little trailer here, our little tipper trailer, up to the 6135, and then take that into the field, because last time we actually, for that one small field of oats we actually just ran it straight down here into the silo. As much as I'd love to do that, it's really just not very realistic and kind of ruins the gameplay. So we're going to attach this up, we'll open up the cover, and then take her on down to the field. If you guys are enjoying the series too, I mean, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know if there's something you want me to do in particular here. If you know something about this map that I don't, and I can go into some secret cave somewhere and just get a bunch of money, that would be awesome. Definitely let me know about that sort of stuff. So we're gonna leave this on the side of the field. It's so close. I want it to be grown so bad. Okay, this is where the countdown begins. It's about dark now, and is it gonna change? The texture of the actual crop should change. Man, it's dark. We got a flashlight at least. Come on. It's gonna be like, okay, there we go. It has totally changed. Let's hop in here, and as you guys can see, it's going to be a nighttime lapse, but for this one we're going to be doing the entire thing in cab view. So the worker obviously couldn't get all of it. It's actually full right now, but I think I'm just gonna leave that there. That might be kind of crappy of me to do, but I don't really care to get the little bits. I did on the last field, and I kind of regretted it immediately after I started. So I'm actually just gonna leave those there. Now what we have to do is dump into our trailer somehow. God, this is hard. Okay, there we go. So he's dumping. That didn't take too long. Hopefully the time-lapse actually turns out cool in first person. I don't think I've ever done that before. I could be wrong. I was sitting here trying to think of a good, like, clickbaity title to use, and I can't think of anything. So whatever this video turns out to be, I'm sorry, it's probably gonna be pretty bad. Okay, he's all done dumping in there. Now after we get the arm back in, we should be able to fold her up and put her back on the farm. I don't want to wash this thing yet or do anything else to it. All I'm gonna do is back it right back in where we got it. Alright, now all we have to do is take the John Deere back to the farm, get it all dumped in our silo. Oops, I hit O, so all my stuff disappeared. There it is. All we got to do now is just dump this in the silo and we'll be done. But I think that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment. Tell your friends, tell your brother, tell your mother, tell your sister. And I'll see you next time. Peace.